YouTube, and welcome to day 2 of Christmas, or holiday, whatever place you live in, the obviously calendar, and we today are going to be looking at a late Christmas guide for technology. Now let's clarify this here, what we're going to be doing. For clarifying sake, we will not be included anything with NVIDIA Shield, because this can actually be used with PC gaming. So while we will not be including that, that will most probably get included in the next episode, which is tomorrow. We also will include other tablets, and what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that obviously someone has only got a budget of, let's say, £1,500, and they can only buy one gift. So every time we suggest that gift, because some of these gifts can be quite expensive, so we're just gonna pretend kind of that, but every time I suggest that you'll have that much left, which you can buy accessories with, obviously, which I'll detail, obviously, for that gift, and then obviously that resets, so then you still have that for the next gift, pretty much. So obviously we'll be looking at tablets, Android, iOS tablets, and obviously Windows tablets. This does include obviously some Surface, and bearing in mind the reason we said that is some Surface Pros, like the new one, is actually £889. The sites at the moment we're using is PC World, at the Carphone Warehouse, and Novatech. If you didn't watch the last episode, there should be a link in the description. And this is actually for the UK, so I apologise if you live in the US. I don't know if any of these stores are in the US. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. But these are UK. So, without further ado, let's begin. So, now our first thing we're looking at is smartwatches. Now, because this is quite weirdly laid out on PC World, they don't actually class, I don't think, the Microsoft Band 2 and the Microsoft Band, the original one, as actual smartwatches. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, whether they aren't actually smartwatches, but there we go. So at first, let's look at just smartwatches. So a good smartwatch, if you're like a beginner and you're only just getting into it, could be the Pebbles smartwatch. Now this is obviously a smartwatch, which is a bit obvious since I just said that. It lasts a battery life up to 7 days. It's waterproof, it's compatible with iOS and Android, not Windows Phone. It can read text and social media notifications and stay connected with your friends where it matters most. The specification is that it's Bluetooth as well for 1.0. It has a rechargeable battery. It's black, the colour of it is. I think there's a different colour, I could be wrong. It comes with the box. It comes with a charging cable, a manual, and a quick start guide. It's got a 1-year manufacturer's guarantee. Watch, which is a bit obvious. It is £49. Again, before we actually continue this, I have actually got OneNote open to put the links in as well. And I've actually going to put yesterday's links in before I forget. Obviously, so it basically, if you don't know what a smartwatch is, and I'll explain this for you, basically what you have is like your normal watch, kind of, but it's digital, and pretty much it connects to your phone. Like, if I wanted to, I could get the Microsoft Band connected to one of my phones, and basically carry that with me, and basically you can read your texts, you can read your social media notifications, and you can do other things. So, some smartwatches will be more expensive, but they'll usually have more features. However, because some people might want to, I'm just trying to think, some people might want to actually check social media notifications, like the Microsoft Band. You can use it as like a golf caddy, you can use it for sleeping to see how many calories you burn, the new one anyway, I think it is. You can use Cortana, you can check your email, I think you can even send a phone call or a text message, it's one of them, from the actual thing. As some people won't want that. Some people might just want a smartwatch that you can check your text messages and emails on your wrist. So that's their choice, pretty much. That's obviously if that's what they want. So I will actually just put this link into my OneNote before I forget, because I know I'm going to forget else. Paste. There we go. So the next thing we could go for because I don't think, and let me just go back in and check there is no accessories. No, it doesn't detail any accessories. So we could go for, depending on actually what you're going for really, if you have, like, I've got an Asus or a ZOS tablet, whatever, some people call it differently, you can actually, I think it's a Zen watch if I remember right, yes, which you can get a Zen watch. However, this is actually out of stock at this time of recording this. It's obviously only compatible with Android because that's all a ZOS does, or Asus, whatever way you want to call it. At the moment anyway, and I think their Windows kind of ones actually are based with a Microsoft band. That's why. It's not partially just because they just do Android. They don't just do Android. Before that might be taken the wrong way. It's 149 quid usually on this one. You can read and reply to text, social media notifications. It's obviously compatible with Android. It's water resistant, up to 24 hours battery life. It's got obviously a complete phone, I will get my words out right, functionality and health monitoring. The specification is, it's a micro USB connection, it's obviously wearable and it's optimized to Zen UI apps on, or Asus Zen UI apps. It's got voice and touch control, excuse me, it has, you can display your smartphone camera, viewfinder remotely. You can monitor your steps taken, your calories burned, and your heart rate. You can respond to texts, instant messages, and emails by voice. You've got a universal key to unlock your phone or tablet by touching the watch face, and you can obviously find your phone. In the actual box, it comes with a charging cradle and the actual watch. It has a 1-year manufacturer's guarantee. So I will again include this in. This is obviously at the moment out of stock, but you can get an email, obviously. Set up like your email account there, so it sends you an email once it's back in stock. If we look at some other stuff, which I will actually show you just quickly before we go on to the next bit, because I've got a few tabs open all prepared. Whether that actually goes to plan is two different things. So the other thing is Apple Watches. Now, and don't take this the wrong way if you're an iOS user or you like Apple. I personally think it's quite expensive, but on the other hand, if you're an Apple user, you might want an Apple Watch because it can do brilliant things. I'm not denying that an Apple Watch can do brilliant things of what it's doing, or what it can do, pretty much. However, I personally think it's quite expensive, as I said. So, personally, you could go for a 38, I think, is that millimeter? Yeah, millimeter, sorry. With Sports Band 1, which is rose gold and lavender, September 2015, or you could go for the 38mm Sports Band, which is space grey and black. Now, basically, I will actually include this one. Specification. It has 18 hours battery life, or up to anyway. It's water resistant, obviously compatible with iOS, and it's compatible with complete phone functionality and health monitoring. Not compatible. There, and you can actually make a bundle as well, like you can put an iWatch magnetic charging cable, an iWatch black sports band or white sports band depending on what one, and you've got your 2 meter and 1 meter charging cables, magnetic ones. So the specification is that you can have voice calling, health monitoring, read and reply to text and emails, text alerts, phone call alerts, and app notifications. It connects to your phone with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It's monitoring heart rate, your light sensor, accelerometer, I think that says. I think I've said that right. And gyroscope. And it's comes with the Apple Watch, a 2mm or 2 meter, I will get my words right, magnetic charging cable, USB power adapter, strap, and quick start guide. And it obviously has a 1-year guarantee, or warranty, whatever way you can call it. And it's £299. It is quite expensive though, as I detailed. Anyway, so now if we move on to the Microsoft Band stuff. Now, on PC World you've obviously got just a side note, this can be quite helpful if you've got an iOS, Android, or Windows Phone as well. Windows Phone, I think it thrives off, from what I've heard, more than the other two, but you can use it on the other two. So, we look at the Microsoft Band 2. Now, This all depends on your size of wrist. You actually have to, I think if you go onto it, you'll see something say size guide. If you actually click that, it will give you a printout where you can actually get a special thing to go around your wrist. It doesn't cost anything. You just print it out, get a special like band kind of thing to go around your wrist, and it actually tells you how big or whether you need small, large or medium. Now I'm going to include the large just for this. It's all the same price. It's all three are £199. So it's just that the size is different basically. So this is the Microsoft Band 2 Large. This is obviously, it has a 24-hour heart rate, calorie, sleep monitoring, actionable insights from Microsoft Health, guide workouts and GPS tracking, email previews, calendar, text and call alerts, and it's compatible with iOS, Android and Windows Phone. Let's just go to, I just clicked the wrong one, specification. Obviously health monitoring, heart rate monitoring, text alerts, phone call alerts, app alerts and alarms. It's got a built-in rechargeable battery and it's a Lite battery life for 48 hours. You can charge it by USB cable and it full charges in 1.5 hours, which is quite good, I would say. It monitors heart rate, calories burned, steps taken, distance travelled route, sleep quality and UV light. Alert method is obviously audio, visual or a vibration alert. And the box contains the charging cable and the Microsoft Band, and it comes with a 1-year guarantee. It's $199.99. It's quite good from what I've heard, and I've actually saw someone actually using it, and it's quite good. I am obviously kind of thinking of getting one, but I haven't got one now. But from what I've seen, it's a very good piece of technology. I would recommend it. So I will actually put that into the links. Just do that. Now, if we move on to phones, now I'm using the Carphone Warehouse site for this. So obviously, if just so you know, you'll get the links anyway. But so let's have a look. Now, this is not going to be limited to just Windows phones. I've actually got the two Windows phones that's actually right in front of me on the screen. That it says I've actually got them near the screen actually. So I kind of like can just say if it's really good or it's really bad, but they are quite good. However, I will include those last. Now, personally, if you obviously want to get a phone for a friend, family member or something like that, it kind of depends on what like they prefer really. If they want a simple kind of phone, like as it we used to call, similar to like the functionality of a Nokia brick. If you don't know, if you really don't know what that is, search it up, Nokia brick phone, as it's called, and you'll understand. And I'm not going to explain it now because I'll be going on forever. But if you want something like, and this is actually pay-as-you-go that I'm looking at. Yes. So we've obviously got the only one out of their selection actually is Arcos that don't could be, hang on, $84.99 plus £15 top up. You can have it in white or black, either colour you want, which is not bad really. It's a 4.5 inch screen. This I know of comes with the same. It's got quad core processor, smooth performance is the same, and a 4G ready for speedy. It's 4G ready for speedy mobile internet. So let me have a look for the details. It's got 13 hours of talk time. It's actually surprisingly got the same CPU that my phone's actually got on it. It's got a 5 megapixel camera and an Android 4.4 KitKat, as it's called. And if we just go to the specifications, the connectivity. Obviously, you've got your 4G, your 3G, Bluetooth, internet data, your positioning, your Wi-Fi, your other connectivity, which is NFC, and your mobile hotspot and tethering. And it does come, you can actually, put in a micro SD card up to 64 gigabytes. It has an 8 gig internal phone memory, 1 gig of RAM, and obviously it's quad core 1.2 gigahertz processor. If we have a look at connectivity, which I already said, that was the wrong thing I'm thinking, my apologies. Let's see, I think that's actually it, yeah.
So that is a pretty good phone, obviously, if you want. We're going to try and include... Oh, I've just clicked the wrong button. I'm not going to try and include that, but... so we're going to try and include one Android, one iOS, and one Windows, pretty much. I've just clicked that wrong button. Oh dear. This is what happens when you actually do this. With OneNote, you actually click the wrong button quite a lot. And I just... it's okay. I'll just get the band back. This is the only downside to OneNote, is it's actually a bit of a pain when you're using it at times. There we go. Right. So another phone could be and I'm going to do a Windows phone next. It could be a Microsoft Lumia 535 or 435. I'm going to say a 535 would be better. Obviously, because it's got a powerful processor. The 435 is still smooth to use, and by that I mean it's quite like responsive. However, the 535 will be more in the long run. Obviously, it's got a front camera which is 5 megapixels. You get Cortana, which is a personal assistant. This costs $39.99 and a £10 top up. I think that does include. The specifications are, if I actually find them, that's actually my mouse. Let's see, let's go for the camera first. The video camera quality is 480p, 5 megapixel camera quality and LED flash. Your processor and your memory is 8 gig internal, 1.2 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, 200 actually, which is quad-core 1.2 gigahertz processor basically. It's 1 gigabyte RAM and it can hold a micro SD card up to 128 gig. I think I'm losing my voice. Let's see, and obviously you do actually get Windows 10 Mobile, which is in the first actual rotation of the release, so you can upgrade to that once available. And obviously has, I think, 13 hours of talk time. So that is a pretty good one, and I can actually say it's a very good phone actually, because I've actually got that one. Let's go back. Now we're going to include an Apple phone. If I can actually find Apple, let's do a. Now please note these are quite expensive. Again, so I'm actually going to say an Apple iPhone, obviously, 6. I'm going to say 16 gigabytes. Now, let's see. Yeah. This costs £459 plus a £15 top up. I think the screen's 4.7 inches. Yeah, it is. It's got a HD display. If I can actually get to the description, it's iOS 8. 250 hours of standby time on the battery. The cameras are 1.2 megapixel for front and 8 megapixel camera quality for back, 1080p HD video camera quality and dual LED flash type. The processor is a dual core, 1.4 gigahertz. It's got 16 gig of internal phone memory and 1 gig of RAM. I can't really vouch for this, but I've got to say it's pretty good from what I've seen. However, it's quite expensive, so I will still include that though. Let's just quickly put that on the OneNote before I forget. There you go, yeah. So now we've done that, I'm actually going to switch to tablets. Now at the moment we're using some Windows tablets, so again we will go for the same thing, we'll go one for each. Now, personally, if you're going for a Windows tablet, I would, depends really, if you're going for a 2-in-1, I recommend the Surface. However, if you're just going for a tablet, I would obviously recommend a tablet basically, which I think is a bit self-explanatory. So I'm going to say for this one that we'll actually just do, if I can actually find it, we would just do the Surface pretty much, because it's kind of a tablet, it's kind of not. However, the other ones are
they're not as expensive, but they're like, it's hard to explain here. Some of them are obviously Windows 8 and 1.1, and to top it all, some of them are like not really known brands. They just say Windows 8. It doesn't even tell you the brand on some of them, and the 7 inches. So if we actually look at the Microsoft Surface Pro 3, even, I will get my words correctly, in silver this is, £549 on Novatech. The specification is obviously silver, which I think is a bit self-explanatory, but I could be wrong. A 3.5 megapixel front camera, a 8 megapixel rear-facing camera, it's 10.8 inches, and has a clear type Full HD Plus display. It's 1920 by 1280. It's an Intel Atom. I don't actually know how many cores it's got. It's 1.6 gigahertz and 128 gigabyte SSD, 4 gigabytes of memory. I'm guessing that's RAM, I guess. Yep. 10 hours of battery life it can hold. A micro SD card reader, one USB 3.0, Bluetooth 4.0, a mini display port, headphone jack, and a micro USB charging port. And obviously the contents include, if my mouse didn't just die, there we go, the Surface 3, the micro USB power supply, quick start guide, and safety and warranty documents. That is a pretty good piece of technology, so I will obviously include that. Let's get it back to there, like that. And then if I go to tablets, I go to Android. Now an Android one, there isn't actually much. However, they do a Novatech one, which is a 1.8 GHz quad core. It's Android KitKat. It's quad core CPU and a quad core GPU, 1.8 GHz, 2 GB of DDR3 RAM. It has obviously micro USB, one mini HDMI port, one microphone, 2 front-facing speakers. Excuse me. The accessories are earphones, UK AC adapter, USB cables 2, including a converter cable, and the use manual that you get. Let's see, it doesn't actually say how long the battery lasts. It's got no internal 3G built-in support, external 3G support is yes, and Bluetooth 4.0 is yes. It has, I think that's one USB, yeah, one USB, micro USB, sorry, one micro SD, a mini HDMI port, DC in, and an earphone jack, not headphone. Let's see, 4.3 ratio of obviously display. I don't actually know what the exact resolution on that is. That is, to be honest, I think it's 1536p. I could be wrong. And it's got 10 points of touch. That is a pretty good tablet for an Android one, I've got to say. So, but it doesn't come with the Play Store, which is a bit of a downside. Downside, really. Now what we do is we will actually find an iOS tablet, and then I will actually end the episode. So if we look onto iOS, an Apple iPad, not pod, basically, if we have a look at this one, we've got an Apple iPad Air 2, it's iOS 8, 1536 resolution. It is a triple core, or a tri-core, 3-core 1.5 GHz processor, 1 MB of cache. It has 64 gig of flash memory, which is on the actual device. It doesn't actually say the RAM, I don't think. No, it doesn't. I'll probably see it in a minute. It's obviously got a touch screen, and obviously it displays 1536p. It's wireless LAN support and Bluetooth support. It has an audio line out and lighting. Don't know what that is. Keyboard type, which is a touchscreen keyboard. Rear camera is 1080p, and 8 megapixels for the rear and 1.2 megapixels for the front cameras, respectively, obviously. And it has a 10-hour battery life. and it actually comes with obviously the iPad, silver, a Lightning to USB cable, and a USB power adapter as well. So I'd say that's pretty good, and it's actually, before I forget, it is £489 or quid, as we would say. So it's pretty good. So I will actually leave that link in there. But on that note, guys, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to end. I apologise for it being slightly delayed today. This is because I just didn't have time last night to actually record it. I apologise. But on that note, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more great content. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike. Comment and let me know your thought of the video and improvements. Share as much as possible. I'm going to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.